Okay, so I'm gonna start from the bottom here and work our way up. Okay, tips for good etiquette at a funeral. Don't be on your cell phone. Don't be loud and obnoxious. Don't get drunk. Happily reminisce. Give condolences. Dress appropriately. Give a gift or sign the registration book. So, the first time I played through this game, it was really late at night, and I'm sure some of you saw it, some of you didn't. But the sign the registration book does not apply to the game. So, it's in there, but I thought it was like instructions to the game, which is great. Okay, so today's tasks from Amy Rose to Charlie. Hello, Charlie. I hope you've settled in okay so far. Matthew should have dropped off your first body for you to work on. He said you were really friendly, and he's glad to have someone young and lively to work with. You'll get used to his sense of humor. Your first body is Miss Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family has asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. The family seems a little bit more united than previous families we've dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes things a bit easier, if that's possible. Okay, so basically, we've got special requests down here. So, she's forwarded us on this email, and I'm not going to read all of this. So, basically, the family doesn't want embalming because of the negative effects on the planet. Cool. Jen Love to Charlie. So I guess this is one of our old friends. So let's see. I guess my subject line to you should start being more professional now. Now that we are business professionals. I can't wait to get your reply so I can see your fancy new email signature. Okay, so this is definitely one of those friends from college. Also, like, perfect mug for this stream. My skull mug. Okay, so I'm staying on this. Hopefully it's large enough that everyone can read it. So speaking of being professional, she's got a museum gig in London, not London, Ontario. So you can really tell that it has a lot of Canadian influence. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My stories require you to see my face and that you hear my excellent British accent impersonation. I suck at impersonations, so I can only imagine how funny that would be. I've signed you up for Funeral's monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift. I love you. Am super proud of you gift. Love you, love you, love you. Museum Curator, London Pathology Museum. Cool. Instructions. Okay, so this is actually what the game is like pointing us in the direction of. So you'll find your cremation station, cremator station, embalming station, and obviously since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. Cool. Thank you. And Matthew, we've already heard about him once, so welcome Charlie, nice to meet you. My name is Matthew. I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to you and helps with some more of the heavy lifting. Ever hear the joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when I come by in a bit. Oh, I can only imagine. Okay, so this is a response to her email basically saying, "Hi, welcome to the crew." So we go by Charlie. Our name is Charlotte. Can understand by going by Charlie. It's simpler. Okay, so let's go back to this email and let's get started. I do love the music for this game. Okay, so prep room. Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony with no embalming, you are just going to clean the body. So this is probably a little bit of a morbid game to play especially during these times, so follow the area to head to the funeral parlor. But I figured it was kind of fitting and definitely worth a second playthrough. And hopefully the audio for it's not too loud. I'm trying to keep it down a bit. It's definitely one of those games that makes sure the audio is nice and ever existing. Okay, so I've tried clicking on the book before and it doesn't do anything, but this does. So we usually don't small talk a lot at these things. At least that's what I was always taught. I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy, but it's always so cold at these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. Aw. Keep forgetting how sad some of this is, but it's still a different point of view, I guess. Mommy, I'm hungry. When can we go? That's definitely a little kid for you. Yeah, I heard the family specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? Seems strange to be using a chemical that is known to cause cancer and putting it into the ground like that. Or into the sewer. That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, correct? Just pour it down the drain. At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Okay. Stop it. Don't make me laugh right now. That was kind of my thought on that. It's like, okay, we're gonna make a joke. Nice. Okay. She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. Yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess. That's... yeah, I guess. Yep. So, just about as much as you'd expect for a game that involves funerals. October 11th. I always want to click on the little envelope, but you have to click on the desk. Okay, so funerals monthly. Oh, we also have this tab up here. Okay, so this is about culture. So for example, down here, let's go back down. Symbolism. So we've got the Roman Catholic funerals, Hinduism, Chinese cultures. White is typically color for funerals. Islam, though, it is less about color, the color you are wearing, and more about how modestly you are dressed. So this is a lot of etiquette and different cultures, which I think is very interesting. It's informative. So our services. So just basically some background information on our boss there and the entire employer situation, I guess. Okay. So here's Matthew, and he likes to talk. Okay. Hey there, Charlie. I was driving around the other day, taking our clients on their last trip around town. And I was thinking, strange. I know. Did I ever tell you the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager, about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed in a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff. Messed me and my friends up real good. But so, the big day. We all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had at least 3 different cars full of us. Like a clown car, Oh. If you're a mortician and people asked how work went, are you allowed to say the office was dead? Oh man, depends on who you're talking to. Because if your boss, like, you call her and she's like, "How's work going?" Don't. I think that'd be bad. But hey, Switch, good to have you here. So I'm probably not gonna read everything in the emails, but I'll go over a lot of it. So basically, this is the story of his first funeral. So there's no moral, no point to that story. He just remembered it and wanted to tell us about it. So let's move on. So, oh, we got a thank you. Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for a wonderful job that they did on our mother's funeral. Aw. Cool. I love that Jennifer's email has this, like, all this flavor text. Okay, anyways. Here are the instructions to your next body. You did a remarkable job on the first one. Family was very happy with you. No small feat. Okay, so Charlie dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. So basically she's looking out for us. That's hilarious. Okay, so switch. Here I am reading an email while you read an email in a game. This is some email encryption. I love that. Okay. So let me explain this a bit in detail. A colleague and I were discussing the tight lacer's liver, a specimen that we have here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inwards from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on her corset. Tight lacing was super popular, and people associated it with fainting or hysteria. It's actually been associated with... Oh my goodness. Okay, so basically they get a lot of stuff, and she goes on a rant. So I'm gonna... Okay, so female hysteria was a thing back in the day, and I'm pretty sure that's offensive to some people out there. The jokes around it. Can I rant for just a second? Corsets don't do anything to livers. Alright. Okay. Okay, Jen. Calm down. Calm down. Okay, so let's get on to our second one. The little white specks aren't maggots. I figured out they were actually the game's way of putting hair on the body. Because at first I thought, oh, they actually put maggots in the game. I think this game would probably be pretty fun to play on a tablet, just because it'd be a little easier. To do some of this stuff. Hey, Josh. It's different, that is for sure. I just sewed someone's mouth shut. We're gonna stick this in there too. There we go. All the little sound effects. So, some of this is a little bit factual, and some of it's kind of fluffed up. So, that's basically how most video games are. So yeah. It's very simple, but it has a lot of, kind of like a message behind it. Then I get this giant thing over here. So how are you guys doing? I know that Switch is at work. What have you been up to, Josh? Okay. Time to attend the funeral. And this must be like a really small town, too. Because I'm attending all of the funerals. And I'm guessing that's not going to change. Holy crow. That's a hell of a run. When you talk to the kid, you hear his game music. Oh, yeah, that's probably never too much fun. Do you ever get those calls where you're just like, have you tried plugging it in? Have you made sure that it's plugged in? He threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. Okay, sorry. So strange, not seeing most people wearing white. White? Yeah, I think it's different. It's different for different family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals. So, mostly white, but like, definitely not red, no matter what. So that refers back to the email that we got about the social and cultural differences. Came out of nowhere. I mean, it was always sort of doesn't it? Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and then the next, poof, that person is gone. Just like gone. Yeah, it's weird to think about for too long, like staring at the sun. I start to feel all fuzzy when I think about it. So weird how our bodies just stop working like that. Yeah. Okay, so that's that for here.